So very good morning students. Last class I have told you about the different types of molecular speeds that we have just discussed after the different postulates of kinetic theory of gases. Okay. So three types of important molecular speeds I have discussed. One is that was C, most probable velocity, MPS, most probable speed, that was found to be MPS, that was found to be 2RT upon M rotor, and the next one that was C average, that was 8RT by pi M, and the last one that is C RMS, root mean square speed, that is equal to 3RT upon root over of M. Okay, so three types of molecular speeds, and if you find out their ratios, C most probable speed is to C average is to C RMS, that is equal to 2RT upon M root over ratio 8RT upon pi M root over ratio, the last one that is 3RT upon M. That clear? If you look over, this one becomes root 2 and S2, this one becomes root 3, and this value that is intermediate 8 upon root over of pi. Okay, so the final ratio that will be, you just divide this root 2, this one is the smallest value, so you just divide root 2 with itself, that will be 1 is 2, and here this value becomes 1.228 is to 1.224. So this was the ratio 1.128, sorry, 1.128 is to 1.124. This one will be 1.124. So the precise ratio, that is 1 is to 1.128 is to 1.224. So we just remember this ratio, that will be helpful for calculation point of view whenever we do different numericals. Okay, so now, so let us discuss after the introduction of three different molecular speeds. It's the time to discuss about Maxwell distribution of molecular speeds. Okay. Next topic, that is Maxwell distribution of molecular speeds. Molecular speeds. So Maxwell, what he did actually, he plots a graph between, he plots a graph between the fraction of molecules, the fraction of molecules and the speed, okay, and the nature of as given below, So what he did, you just see this one, he considered fraction of molecules, that is del n by n. You can imagine n total number of molecules, okay, and del n some fraction, del n upon n. Okay, so this one is the fraction of molecules. Or you simply write down also. This one is fraction of molecules. Fraction of molecules. That clear? And in this axis, he consider speed. So the nature of graph he had got, that was like this. This was the nature of this graph. Okay. So you see what he conclude over here. What is the conclusion drawn by looking this curve? So Maxwell's curve. That means the fraction of molecules possessing low speed and high speed are small. First of all, okay. So I can write over here the fraction of molecules. What do you observe? Observation. What do you observe? The fraction of molecules possessing very low and also high speed, possessing very low and high speed is small. That clear? So what he conclude? This one, where the extent of y-axis is maximum, the fraction of molecules that is maximum, that is at the peak. This one, the peak of the curve. Okay. So here, what you have got? The fraction of molecule possessing certain speed is maximum. So you can remember in my last class I have told you maximum number of molecules which correspond to a particular speed, that is known as most probable speed. That is the speed possessed by maximum number of molecules. So I can write over here, this one is CMPV, most probable velocity or most probable speed, where the fraction is maximum. Okay. So the speed which corresponds to maximum fraction of molecules that is with respect to the peak of curve, that is with respect to the peak of the curve is called most probable velocity. Most probable speed or most probable velocity. Okay. That is CMPV. Next, here this one, which is neither maximum nor minimum, this one. Okay. So this one correspond to CMPV here, and this one correspond to C average. Okay, average speed, that is intermediate. And the last one, the third one speed, that is CRMS, root mean square speed. So this was the distribution of Maxwell for molecular speeds of different gas molecules. That clear? Okay. Next, there is a numerical. You just see at what temperature is the root mean square speed of N2 gas equal to that of propane gas at STP. Okay. So you have to equalize their root mean square speed or velocities. You know C RMS, that is equal to 3 RT upon m root over. This one is the expression. So you just compare it with two gases at what temperature the root mean square speed of N2. For N2 what will be my expression? 3 R into, since the condition is STP 273 in place of temperature upon its molecular weight for N2, that is 28. Am I right? So root over. So for again for propane gas, okay, propane, that is C3H8, that is propane. So here that will be 3R into T273 upon, at what temperature the root mean square speed of N2. So here, sorry, here you can't write temperature, that of propane gas at STP. Here you can place 273 divided by, what is its molecular weight? 12 into 3, 36 plus 8, so 44. Okay, so the molecular weight, that is 44, root over of 44. Is that clear? So now you can equalize these two expressions and you get the value of T over here. So 3RT divided by 28, that is equal to 3R into 273 divided by 44, root over of 44. Okay, so the T over here coming out to be, that is 173.7 Kelvin. So this one is the answer. Okay. So next question you see, at what temperature is the kinetic energy of a gas molecule half of its value at 327 degrees centigrade? So to do its solution, what we know, the kinetic energy, that is equal to 3/2 into RT. I have told you, I have derived it in last class, go through that. So if I mention kinetic energy 1 and this one will be T1, that is 3/2 into R, and T1 value that is given you 327 degrees centigrade. You just convert it into Kelvin, that will be 273 plus 327. So that will be 500. So that will be 600 Kelvin. Okay. So you can multiply over here 600 Kelvin. Clear? So kinetic energy 2, that can be written as 3/2 RT2. Okay, and this KE2, according to question, KE2 is nothing but half of KE1. It will be half according to question. Okay, so you can mention over here kinetic energy 1 upon kinetic energy 1 upon 2, that will be equal to 3/2 R 600 divided by 3/2 R T2. So 3/2 R 3/2 R get cancelled, and kinetic energy here, so it will be 2. Okay, so that implies 2, that is equal to 600 upon T2. So that implies T2, that is equal to 600 upon 2. So that will be 300. So 300 means, in order to 300 Kelvin, so we need to convert it into degree centigrade, then 300 minus 273, so that will be 27 degree centigrade. So this one is the value of T2. That clear? Okay. So another interesting question you just see over here, students. The root mean square speed of molecules of nitrogen gas V at a certain temperature is V at a certain temperature. So root mean square, you just write down the root mean square speed. Okay, so that is C RMS, root mean square speed for nitrogen. You can write 3RT upon M, the root term. Okay, at a certain temperature, that is V. Okay, I can replace over here C RMS, that is V. Clear? When the temperature is doubled, that means T becomes 2T. When the temperature is doubled, the molecules dissociated into individual atoms. Then what about this m molecular mass? This molecular mass becomes m by 2, because you know this diatomic molecular mass is 28. So if it dissociated into corresponding atoms, then what is the mass of one nitrogen atom? That will be 40. So 40 means that will be 28 by 2. It's atomicity. Okay. So m becomes m by 2. So write down the expression again. This one, let's say you can say V2. Okay. Second RMS speed, that will be 3R T to T. Okay. 2T. 3R into 2T divided by m by 2. Am I right? So this will be 3R 4T upon m root over. So that will be 2 into 3RT 2 into 3RT 2 into 3RT by m root over. Okay. So here you see 2 into, this is the RMS speed over here V, 3 to V. So answer will be the new RMS speed, that will be equal to 2V. This is the answer. Okay. Now we will discuss very important theme, that is ideal gas, and real gas. Ideal gas and real gas. So what is the basic meaning of this term ideal and real? Okay. So that means ideal gas means okay, gases which obey all the postulates of kinetic theory of gases, and all the gas laws at all temperature and pressure, at all conditions, of temperature and pressure is called ideal gases, Okay. So which obeys all the postulates of KTG, kinetic theory of gases. As I have told you, kinetic theory of gases completely based on the characteristics of ideal gas. Okay. Next, in case of ideal gas, what does what it provide information, that is molecular volume is neglected. That means gas molecules have negligible volume, and the force of attraction among the gas molecules can be ignored. That means there is a lack of intermolecular force of attraction. That means molecules have negligible volume and there is no force of attraction among the gas molecules. This is the very important characteristics of an ideal gas. Okay, next, then what is the ideal condition? Okay, I can write over here ideal condition. So ideal condition is at low pressure, because at low pressure molecules are very away from each other. That clear? Low pressure and high temperature. This is the condition of ideality. Is that clear? So particularly no gases are ideal. Okay, so whatever the gases in your surrounding, nitrogen, oxygen, whatever, okay, all gases are real gases. Okay, so here you can write ideal gases are rare. Ideal gases are rare, or you can imagine no gases are ideal in nature. No gases are ideal in nature. No gases are ideal in nature. Okay, so let us write down few information about real gases. And here you just remember, so ideal gases obey the ideal gas equation, that is PV, that is equal to nRT. This one is the equation that must be obeyed by the all ideal gases. Okay, so now let us write down few characteristics of real gases. It is almost real gas. Okay, so a real gas is very common. Okay, a real gas is very common. That means almost all gases are real gases. That is, all gases are real gases. All gases are real gases. These gases do not obey the equation PV is equal to nRT. So for real gases, what can I write? For real gases, I can write PV is not equal to nRT. Is that clear? Next, a real gas corresponds to definite molecular volume, and definite molecular volume. In case of real gases, what real gases saying that regarding the properties of real gases, we can't ignore the molecular volume. That means molecules have some volume. Okay, and they are also associated with somehow some intermolecular force of attraction. That means a real gas corresponds to a definite molecular volume, and the force of attraction, among gas molecules can't be neglected. Okay, that means the molecules have some intermolecular force of attraction, and the molecular volume you can't neglect it. That is the condition of a real gas, and it does not obey the ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. That means PV is always not equal to nRT in case of real gases. Okay, So now let us define one important term that is called compressibility factor. Okay, compressibility factor, an important term that is compressibility factor. Compressibility factor, it is designated by Z. Okay, so this compressibility factor is equal to compressibility factor Z is written by PV upon nRT. Is that clear? So for an ideal gas, since ideal gas obeys the equation PV that is equal to nRT, then tell me PV upon nRT that is equal to how much? 1. So for an ideal gas, okay, so Z that is equal to PV by nRT is always equal to 1. This is the condition of a ideal gas. Okay, next, for it can be written as compressibility factor Z also can be expressed in some other way, that is V real by V ideal. This is also compressibility factor. So V real means volume of real molecule, real gas molecule, and V ideal means volume of expected molecule or volume of ideal gas molecule. That clear? Now for real gas it's almost opposite. So PV for real gas, PV is not equal to nRT. So two cases are there. Case 1, this PV y nRT Z is not equal to PV is not equal to nRT. So Z, I can write Z is not equal to 1. Z is not equal to 1. So case 1, there are two cases may arise over here. Z can greater than 1, that is called positive deviation. So if Z is greater than 1, that means V real upon V ideal greater than 1. So what is the conclusion over here? That V real is greater than V ideal. That means the expected volume से ज़्यादा होगा real volume. Okay, that means the real volume is greater than that of ideal volume. So here real volume means the expected volume becomes less than that of real volume. So if real volume becomes more, what is our conclusion? That means this is due to the expansion of gas, because once the expansion is there, so definitely the volume will be more. So that means gas expands. That is gas expands. Here the conclusion is gas expands. So next, if I consider case 2 over here, case 2, that is if Z is less than 1, that is called negative deviation. Okay, so that is called negative deviation. That clear? So Z is less than 1, I can write V real upon V ideal is less than 1. So that implies V real is less than that of V ideal. That means expected volume से कम हो जाएगा. तो मतलब compressed gas becomes compressed. So gas, that is gases undergo compression, or you can say gas being compressed in this case. Okay, if I plot a graph over here, so this one is one axis, and in this axis I am plotting pressure, and this axis I am taking volume, then what happens at a particular temperature? What will be the nature of the curve? So isotherm I am getting over here, this one, okay, and this one is for ideal gas curve. That for real gas I am getting a curve like this. This one is real gas curve. Is that clear? And this point, this connection point where the real gases behaves as ideal gas, this one. Now the condition of at which at high pressure, let's say, what I have told you, at low pressure and high temperature all real gases behave as ideal gas. Okay, so ideal gas condition at low pressure and high temperature, a real gas can behave as an ideal gas. Okay, so look at here, at high pressure, tell me, suppose I am mentioning here this volume is ideal volume. With respect to this point, this is V ideal, and at that particular high pressure, here you see this volume is V real. That means I can write at high pressure V real is greater than V ideal. Okay, so V real by V ideal is greater than 1. So greater than 1 means this is called positive deviation. Okay, so once this is called positive deviation, you see the volume of a real gas molecule becomes more than that of expected volume, that is ideal volume. So here you can see the gas expands, that is expansion takes place at higher pressure. That clear? Now at low pressure, you see, suppose I am considering here at low pressure, this point here, this volume is V real and here this one is V ideal. The case is opposite at low pressure. At low pressure, okay, so V real is less than V ideal. That means Z is less than 1, and here you can say that is negative deviation. So negative deviation leading to what? The gas is compressed over here. That is, the gas is compressed in this case. Okay. Now let us proceed through a plot of different gases showing negative and positive deviation. Okay, so if I plot a curve between compressibility factor PV upon nRT, that is called as your Z. Okay, and here in this axis I am considering, let's say, pressure. So here that is 100, let's say this one is 200, 300, 400 and 500, 600. 500, this one is 600. Okay, so here this one at which Z becomes 1, let's say here Z is equal to 1. So this is the condition of ideality. This one Z is equal to 1, the ideal nature. That clear? So if I write over here, this one is Z is equal to 1.0. Next this one is minus 0.5, and here this one is minus 1.0 likewise, and here this one is plus 1.5, 2.0 likewise. If I consider and here you see hydrogen and helium always show positive deviation from ideal behavior. So here this region is Z greater than 1, that is positive deviation, and this one Z less than 1, that is negative deviation. Okay, so this one is for hydrogen gas and this one for helium gas, and next that is this one is N2 CH4, and the final one that is you can say CO2 carbon dioxide gas. Okay, I can mention this one carbon dioxide, this is CH4 and this one is carbon dioxide. So you see hydrogen and helium always show positive deviation from ideal behavior, and nitrogen, methane and carbon dioxide initially they show negative deviation from ideal behavior and then approaches towards ideality and then show positive deviation. Okay, so these are the practical data obtained for different gases. Okay, how actually the real gases deviate from ideal behavior and at what condition real gases behave as ideal gases. So the condition you just remember, that is at low pressure and high temperature all real gases trying to behave as an ideal gas. Okay, so now if I plot again a graph that is with respect to variation of temperature, suppose this one is graph I am considering for a particular gas. So this one is PV versus PV versus pressure I am considering. Okay, so what will be the nature of the graph? This one will be a parallel line. We have already got in discussion of Boyle's law. I have told you parallel line you are getting over here. Here also you are getting different parallel lines at different temperatures. Let's say this one is temperature, you are getting this line at temperature T1, this one is at T2, and this line we are getting at, let's say, T3. 3 temperature you are getting curves like this. These are the resultant. So ideal condition, this parallel line. Okay, so if at temperature T1 the deviation is like this, and at T2 the deviation is like this, and at T3 it is almost behave like ideal gas. That means such deviation get decreases with increase in temperature. So here T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. That clear? So the negative deviation, the extent of negative deviation you see decreases gradually with increase in temperature. These are the practical data that we have discussed today's class. It's very important and completely theoretical. Hope you guys understand it very well. Okay, thank you.